Welcome to SGM Islam.
My name is Daisy, and I grew up in a Catholic family. I had my sister's a nun, my uncles are priests. We were very devout Irish Catholics. We went to daily mass, and I grew up in a family and in a culture where we were learning that Islam was a very barbaric religion. It had a lot of cruelty. The people didn't know anything about Jesus or the love of Christ and had no peace in them. And then I was offered a job position over in Saudi Arabia where I worked with the children and took care of the preschool in the American Embassy. And as I was going there, we loaded up my suitcase with Bibles and rosaries. We brought them over.
She thought Muslims were terrorists, so he brought the Bible with her to reform Saudi Arabian Muslims.
Exactly, and that we needed to show them the love of Jesus. That was the main reason, and that would change their whole culture, and they would be a very loving culture.
She was terrified that bringing the Bible could take her to the jail.
Yeah, I was told that I might be put in jail for this too because they don't allow Christianity or any type of.
Taking the Bible.
They asked if they could keep the suitcase full of Bibles and told me to come back the next day. They just needed to make sure they were Bibles. And so the next day I thought I probably wouldn't get them. Went back to the airport and they gave me the suitcase with all the Bibles and the rosaries. That was my whole plan. It was like a missionary work at the same time. And when I got over there, I started telling them, I thought I'll teach them about Jesus, and I started sharing the miracles of Jesus with them. And then they said, what about this miracle? What about when Jesus was a baby and he protected his mother's honor and talked as an infant?
When she Muslims and started preaching them the miracle of Jesus. Muslims told them more miracle from Qur'an that she did not find in Bible.
They showed me more miracles than what I had learned, so I thought maybe I missed it somehow, and I even called my family in America and said, was I asleep during church or something, because I missed a massive miracle, a miracle that was, very great. And then I also was told about a bird made out of clay, and Jesus blew life into him, and I said, was the bird dead? And they said, no, there wasn't even a bird, it wasn't even dead, it was nothing, and it became life. And so I was learning more miracles than I had learned as a Christian for Jesus that I went to teach them about. They ended up teaching me more about Jesus than what I had learned being a Christian. And that's kind of where a lot of my interest sparked, because I thought, wait. And
when Allah will say, O Isa, the son of Maryam, remember my favor upon you and upon your mother, when I helped you through the Holy Spirit, Jibraeel, you would henceforth speak to people from the cradle, and also when having reached a mature age, and when I taught you the book, and wisdom, and the Torah, and the Injil, and when you would mold a bird-like figure from clay by my command and would breathe into it, it would therefore fly by my command, and you would cure the one who was born blind, and cure the leper by my command, and when you would raise the dead back to life by my command, and when I restrained the children of Israel from assassinating you, when you came to them with clear proofs. So the disbelievers among them said that this is nothing but clear magic.
And then we went on about Mary too, because I thought they don't know that she's a virgin and this pure woman, and they treat women terrible. And what I found was that they had a whole chapter in the Quran on Mary, and when I heard it and it was translated to me, all I could do was cry. It was the most beautiful surah I've ever heard.
And remember when the angel said, O Maryam, Allah has indeed chosen you and purified you well, and today, i.e., in your era, exalted you above all the women of the world.
Yes, yeah, it had a big effect on, and not only that, but then my experience of living there and being with the people, the Muslims, that I was thinking was, I was actually, I hate to say this, but I hated Muslims. I thought they were terrible people. What I had been taught was that they, weren't so nice and very cruel and barbaric people. Media had a big part in it. And if but what was happening was I was learning the opposite. And that's what threw me completely, because everything that I was told, the opposite was happening. And it wasn't just one thing. It was over and over. It was the people's hospitality, the generosity, the respect for my religion, how respectful they were to my Christianity. So everything that piled welled up. It didn't stop. It just kept flowing like that. And finally, one of the priests came to me and said, if you have a call in your heart, it doesn't matter what I tell you. It doesn't matter what the bishop tells you, what the cardinal, even the Pope himself. You need to follow the call from God in your heart. And that's when my journey really began. It took quite a while because what was hard was my family, to come back to the strong Irish Catholic family. And then they're the ones who took me to the priest, who took me to the nun, who said, we're going to take you to a psychiatrist if you don't stop. Yeah, because they thought, and they would say, why do you want to be abused? Why would you follow a religion that is suppress women? And there must be something mentally wrong that you want to be abused when you can be free as a Christian. But I found my true freedom came as a Muslim. That's when I really became free. Because I don't have to worry about anything. You're free from all the superficial stuff that you go through the other way. Pretty much after the priest said that to me, that was a big thing. The other thing was I thought I could do both then at that point. I thought, okay, because they said, I'll keep Jesus and I'll keep Muhammad. They're both great guys and we'll try to do both. We'll do Christianity and Islam. So I actually had my children in a Bible camp, and the nun said to me, are you still thinking about this guy named Muhammad? And I said, oh yeah, of course. And she said, well, today might be a little tricky because we're going to teach the kids that Jesus is God and God is Jesus. And I said, we can't do that. And she said, no, we have to do that. So at that point, I just took the kids by the hand and got up and said, thank you very much. And I never went back to the church, because that's when the light went on. Like, I can't do it. There's something inside of me that I realized, Jesus is the greatest prophet, but he is not God. God is God, and God is one.